What are the greatest issues facing the local community and an issue facing the state that you've identified, and how would you address it? Them.
Big questions. The greatest issue, I believe, is going to be the education of our children. We have a changing population, and that presents challenges for our schools and our community. We cannot provide our children with every problem they will encounter in life in the classroom, but we can give them the tools and the resources that they need to figure out how to problem solve that. And that comes down to funding education. That's one of the ways we're going to have to do it. It is absolutely part of the equation. As our demographics are changing, the baby boomers are starting to retire, the people coming up behind us are fewer in number and not as well educated. That's going to impact the dollars that the state is taking in. It's going to impact the economy. It is in our best interest that we get this right and that we educate all of Minnesota's children. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cullen.
I also agree that our biggest challenge is the demographics of the baby boomers preparing to retire. And I think that there are two elements in that that's going to cause us a very significant problem. Both the health care, again, representing 16% of our gross domestic product, and growing at about 3 times the rate of inflation. We've got to get health care costs under control. And I don't think it's another government system. I think it's a competitive system. The other one is pensions. We have a lot of pensions out there, both in the private sector and in the public sector, that are underfunded. And I think that's going to become more known over the next few years as the new federal laws that are required for accounting for those pensions become available. And I don't know what the economic impact of that's going to be, but I think it's going to be significant. So those are the two elements that are really the biggest thing that that we're staring at, and we need to pay attention to over the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is the moment now for final closing statements by our candidates.
It has been a pleasure to work hard for the people of Minnetonka and Eden Prairie these past 2 years. Minnesota is my home state. It is, I believe, the best place to live and to raise a family. When writing public policy, the question that we have to ask is, does this enhance the quality of life for Minnesotans? We did okay this session. We started moving in the right direction, but there's more work that needs to be done on the critical issues of healthcare, transportation, education, and the environment. I continue to run a clean campaign. I mentioned that earlier. I stand by my record, my real record, not the distorted one that's being mailed out throughout the district. I ask for your vote on November 7th so that we can continue our work that we started together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for the viewers for watching this. Thanks to the League of Women Voters. I appreciate it. What an adventure this whole race has been. It's fun to go to the next step in the service. I've served in volunteers at schools. I've done many things from building playgrounds to PTO to the Legislative Action Coalition. I've been on nonprofits. I've been on boards on for-profit companies, and now I'm looking forward to serving in the Minnesota State Legislature. I'd like to point out that there is significant differences between my opponent and I do believe that it's not about tax growth. I don't think we need to raise taxes. I think what we need to do is keep the economy going as it has been with some of the tax restraint that has been shown over the past few years, and that economic growth will increase the income into the state. Education, I believe it's about student academic achievement. Get rid of mandates, performance pay, and measure the results of the children so we know that they're doing well. Healthcare, I believe in a competitive market, not the universal health care. I don't think that more government programs is a good answer. Ladies and gentlemen, I love your support on November 7th. I'm Bill Cullen. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions.